Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Faye Fitness. Today is going to be a Cooking with Faye video, and I'm going to show you all how to make some vegetarian curry with rice. So if this sounds like something you'd like to try at home, stay tuned and I'll show you how. So here's everything that we are going to need in order to make this curry today. Starting on the right here, we're going to need 3.5 cups of some kind of liquid. I'm going to use water just because I do want this to be a vegan recipe. However, if you want to use chicken stock, that's a great option as well. It's just completely up to you. We're going to need 1 entire onion, which we will then dice, 2 large carrots, a cup of lentils, and you can use any lentils you want. I just have some standard ones here, but if you wanted to use like green lentils, red lentils, or some kind of fancy one, go for it. We're going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, and I have this huge big bag here that I got from Amazon. Some curry powder, so we'll need 1 tablespoon of curry powder, salt and pepper to taste, 1 tablespoon of oil. This can be any oil you like. If you wanted to use coconut oil, that would be a good addition since we are using a 1/2 cup of coconut milk in this recipe. We're also going to be using 1 teaspoon of ginger. The recipe called for fresh, but I don't have any fresh on hand, so this stuff will work pretty darn well. And then in terms of rice or something to put over or under our curry, I'm going to use some jasmine rice today. But if you wanted, quinoa is also a really good alternative to rice. So it's just whichever works better for you, whichever tastes better, feel free to use that. So now what I'm going to do is just dice the onion and the carrots, and then I will be right back. So this is what everything will look like once it's all chopped up and measured out. As you can see down here, we have our spices all ready to go. We have our 1 cup of lentils. We have our 2 large diced carrots and our 1 large diced onion. So what I'm going to do is take this large pot, we'll put a tablespoon of oil in it, and then I'll put our carrots and onion in here and cook over medium-high heat until they are tender. And then once they are tender, I will add the lentils, the spices, stir everything up nice, and then add our water, bring it to a boil, and then we'll reduce heat and simmer for 25 minutes. Now that our carrots and onions are nice and tender, I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients. So let's start with our lentils and just add those into the mix. And then we have all of those delicious spices that we talked about earlier. So get all that goodness into the container. And then I'm going to add our 3.5 cups of water. Okay, perfect. And then we'll just mix this up really nicely. What I'm going to do next is bring this to a boil, and as soon as it starts to boil, I'm going to turn the heat down to a simmer. And then as long as the lid is on it, it's going to stay like this for the next 25 minutes. And then once everything is nice and cooked, we will be back and I will show you the finished product. Now that our curry has come to a boil, I've just turned it down to a simmer, and we're just going to let it sit for the next 25 minutes and then check on it. So our timer just went off and the curry is now fully cooked. Let me just mix this up for you guys. So you can see it's looking delicious. It smells amazing too. So I'm just going to set you down and then grab my coconut milk, which I have already taken the can off, or the lid off, pardon me. And so now I'm just going to put about a 1/2 cup into the curry. And then, oops. Clearly I'm just going to make a mess too. And then mix this all together. So it's all nice and tasty. And then I've still got about 8 minutes left on my rice before it's done. So I'm just going to let this cool for a bit, and then we will plate it up and I'll show you what the final product looks like. And this is what our vegan curry looks like when it's all done and ready to be served up. So it smells delicious, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a little taste and it tastes perfect as well. So I hope you all will try making this at home and let me know what you think and how it turned out for you guys in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. I really appreciate it. If you liked what you saw today, please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate everyone who watches these videos and who has feedback. So just stay tuned, and next week we'll do another Cooking with Faye video. Until then, bye guys!